Hey, Kennis Russell here. I wanted to show you how I made my do-it-yourself custom in-ear molds for live performance. Now, for those of you that don't know what an in-ear mold is, anytime you see somebody, a professional musician on stage, like chances are they have in-ear monitors and they have custom molds that are made by a doctor that made a mold for their ear, and then the earpiece goes right in there and they have totally isolated sound and they're getting exactly the mix they want because they're not hearing everybody else's stuff. Well, it's very beneficial to have that, but it's very expensive also. About 10 years ago when I was in Nashville, I know at that time it was about $200 to get a set of molds made, plus your headphones. That's not even including the headphones, it's just the molds. Well, for me right now, that's not gonna happen. I don't have that kind of dough to just throw around. So I found a way to do it on the cheap, to do it yourself. And it may not be as good, but it gets the job done. So I wanted to share that with you. So what I did was I found these online. These are Radian custom molded earplugs. And they come in a bunch of different colors. I think they've got blue, red, orange, and tan color. And these are made for, I think, shooters and for sleeping or whatever the case is. But I'm modifying them to use for headphones. And I got a pair right here that I've already done. I've been using these for about a year now. And so they are kind of proven and tested every Sunday at church and rehearsals. And they're still holding up pretty well. This is what they kind of look like when they're done, and you're able to just pop them in there. And these guys hold in pretty well and lock into your ears. And that's one of the big problems that a lot of people have is, you know, when they're playing, you know, you're moving around and you're getting a lot of this happening perhaps, and then your headphones just fall out. Well, this kind of eliminates that while isolating all of what's happening around it. So I'm gonna go through the process of making the headphones, and so you can see how to do it yourself. By the way, these cost about 10 bucks, and you might even be able to get 2 sets of headphones out of these. So you and someone else in your band could try it, or if you wanted to just do it twice, which is what I did, in order to perfect it, you can do that as well. So anyway, here we go. Let me show you how you make it. All right, here's the package here. By the way, they come with their own little pouch, so if you wanted to keep your headphones in there afterwards, you can. It's a 2-part kind of a epoxy type thing, and when they're mixed together, they'll make a mold that after about 10 minutes will solidify and harden in your ears. And what they say is basically cut it in half, and then you'll have, for 2 ears, there's actually quite a bit of this stuff in here. And so I recommend not using half that much, and that way I give you kind of a second chance if the molds didn't come out right the first time. So let me cut these guys in quarters. Okay, once you have them cut, mix them together. But once you're done mixing it together, you won't be able to see any swirls in there. It'll just be one solid color. All right, now I'm gonna put them on my ears. You may wanna do this in front of a mirror too. And I recommend you get it a little bit up into this little crevice of your ear, because that will kind of help hold on to your ear better. You just kind of put it in there, get it in there as much as possible. And you're going to take your headphone, stick it in there. Now, before you actually stick it in here, before you put your molds in, you want to practice where your hole is on your ear. You want to just like get used to knowing exactly how to stick that in there where it's going to go through the cavity. You don't want to just stick it in, because eventually we're going to cut out the mold and create a hole for that to go through. So there's that side, there's this side. Once you have it in there, I'm going to be singing with mine. So I think on the instructions they actually say to keep your mouth closed, because probably if you're sleeping or if you're shooting, you're going to be having your mouth closed. But I'm going to be singing, so I kind of feel that moving my mouth will actually be better, because it'll get used to, the mold will be how my mouth is open instead of how my mouth is closed, because most of the time I'm going to be using these, I'll be singing. So I'm going to open up my mouth just a little bit, just so that I can that it's not going to start coming loose whenever I do sing. So I'm going to just sit here for 10 minutes. It's kind of a unique sensation. You can hear it kind of like popping, and I guess it's starting to solidify in your ears. But you can kind of hear the whole process happening. So it's kind of weird. All right, it's been about a little bit more than 10 minutes. It's still kind of crackling in my ears, but I'm gonna go ahead and take them out just to, hopefully they're all right. Yep. And awesome. You know, I'm gonna just let these actually sit for a little bit, just so that they 100% solidify. I don't want to start cutting on them, and by moving around with my fingers, making the molds go bad. So anyway, I'm gonna just let these sit for another 10 minutes or so, and then come back and cut them out. All right, so now that you're done, your headphones should look something like this. This guy, I actually left a little bit of hole, so hopefully that'll work out. I think it will. But now, next thing you need to do is just pop out your headphone. All right, so we're gonna cut out just to make sure that the driver itself, or that the hole for the speaker can get through to your eardrum. So a couple tools of the trade. I got like a little X-Acto knife and a drill bit. You just want to kind of find a drill bit that's roughly the same size as the speaker. So here we go. All right, we're going to cut off this here. You might want to just clean up the edge around it a little bit, but you want to have an area for the speaker or the part of the headphone to actually sit in there. You don't want to cut away the seat. You can see there's it's seated in there for the headphone to be able to just pop in. It just pops in right there. Then you can look and see, you know, yeah, pretty much all of the speaker is seen through there. You want to keep as much of the blue, or as much of the earpiece there as possible. That should work pretty well. Let's go on to the other one. Pop this guy off. This one turned out better. Just cut this portion off. Cut that out. I'm going to just take this. It'll be able to show me exactly what I need to cut away. All right. Cut just a little bit of this off too. Now I'm going to put them back in. There we go. That's in there. Pretty solid. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. This one works better. Kind of in retrospect, you may want to actually buy 2 packs and just use more of that stuff in there. And if you need to cut it away afterwards, you can. But I can tell this one had maybe a little bit more. Maybe I didn't divide it correctly, but this one sticks in there a little bit better. Anyway, so there you have it. That wasn't necessarily the best mold made. This one turned out a lot better. Even with that little hole there, it doesn't even make a difference. So what I'm gonna do is take one of the previous ones that I had done last year and use this as my left ear and use this blue one as my right ear. But it actually is a pretty good method for keeping track of them. That way you're not having to remember which one is in which ear. Anyway, pretty good. I'm not gonna worry too much about these coming out. They're pretty good. They're pretty isolating. I can hear a little bit of around me, but for the most part, what I'm hearing is in the in-ears right here. Anyway, so that's my cheap do-it-yourself way to get in-ear headphones. These are, by the way, JVC Extreme Explosive headphones, which I find are a very good value. They're about under 20 bucks too. So you're looking at about $30 and you're getting an in-ear set that's gonna work pretty well for you. So anyway, hopefully that was helpful to you. If you like this kind of content, please like, comment, subscribe, and share with your friends. Thank you so much for watching.